As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Little thing set up. Hey, we're on this channel this morning. It's not going to be a long live this morning. I did want to tell everybody, because I know I got some people over here, some people over on the main channel, so I figured I'd start over here first. And hey, Sadie, oh my gosh, we got a lot of people here on the new channel, or the smaller channel. Melanie at Outer Banks, it's nice to see you. Carla, Southern Grammy, Eeyore Blues, Melanie, D Real, it's nice to see you. Phil, Truth Hurts, Kathleen, Denise, it's nice to see you. Sadie, Peggy, and Brenda, good morning. Happy Tuesday, y'all. I've got, I was supposed to be at the county today, all day today, and I had meetings set up, and for whatever reason, everything was kind of canceled on me last minute. So I'm trying to scramble together and get the work done today. But apparently I can't meet with the people I need to meet with today that I had scheduled today and until May. And I'm just like, which is just another 4 days or 5 days away. But still, I mean, what's the point of having appointments and meetings but I digress. I haven't been around for like a month there, so I guess I was the easy one to right? So we'll be back at the county next week. This week's I might be back there, I think Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not sure, but I'm going to have to probably start next week and get back on track because everything kind of blew up on my face last night related to this. So anyways, we'll be back at the county doing our thing next week. This week, however, we're going to be discussing a lot of different cases, including the Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers case. I've got an amazing show scheduled for 10 a.m. on the main channel. If you guys haven't gone over there and subbed up to that, get notified to that, please do, because I've worked very hard on putting a very, very compelling information together that we're going to kind of go boop, 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 just walk down everything. We're going to start. How do I got this set up here? We're going to start. We got like one little thing that I need to go over because it's here in Florida. You'll understand why. But then after that, we're jumping right in and we're going to go over some of the details of the case. And then we're going to jump into some of these pieces of the America's Most Wanted segment. And then we're going to start taking some of their information that they brought up on that segment that's important. And we're going to look at all the information. And I'm going to provide you my opinion on what you guys pretty much know my opinion. I think a lot of the stuff they said last night solidified our opinions. Now, granted, they did. We'll go over it. I don't want to have the talking conversation right now about the case for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. All I'm going to say is I worked very hard to put key information out there. We're even going back to my original videos when I was in town back in June, right? So you guys will have, we're going to be looking at real footage and comparing what is said on the America's Most Wanted to the information that's available out there to the public. And I think it's super, super important. Can Ahmad drop a link to BHB's other channel? I don't even know if I have Ahmad in here this morning. I don't think they know I'm on this side. Yes. So my main channel is just Bullhorn Betty, but I will get you that link. Give me just 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, and I will get you that link. Da, 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 da. Actually, I'll link the live right here so you guys don't even have to try to find the live. There it is. Share, get a link. There we go. Okay, I got a link. This is the link to the live. There you go. That's a link to the live for 10 o'clock. Now, again, I said I'm not going to stay on here very long. Oh, thanks. We can't send memberships to this channel. This one here? This one should have memberships to it. Did I not set that up? I'm pretty confident because we got a lot of members. We still got quite a few members over on this channel. We can't send memberships on this channel. Huh. Oh, maybe because it's not 10,000. That I've got, if you guys haven't been over here, you guys want to sub up over here. This only has like 85. I don't know what the where my channel needs to be for gifted memberships, but I thought we gifted memberships on here before. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me just see. But it might have a lot to do with like I said, the level of chance. Let's see. There I am. Give me just a second. You're probably going to hear some feedback. So I'm going to be quiet before I put this up. Let me just see what's going on this channel. I might hear feedback. Hold on. Let's get. I can hear me. Good gracious. There we go. Oh, mine does. I don't know. I don't know. Everything works on here. I don't know. I got a gifted membership. Yeah, I just checked. It might just be something, a glitch on your end, Outer Banks. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. God bless you. Thank you for the $4.99. I appreciate it. Everything that we do raise on either of these channels are going to my legal expenses, my ever-growing legal expenses. Oh my gosh. But we've been, by the grace of God, we've had what we needed. We haven't had everything we've wanted, but we've definitely gotten everything we needed. I think you need. Now, I just checked on my end. I'm on here and I just went into the account and it does show, but it's no big deal. It's no big deal. I appreciate it. We're not going to be on here too long. So we're going to be, I was trying to build membership. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. God bless you. Yeah. And we're going to be doing more on here on this channel specifically. I haven't rolled anything out, but I will tell you what I'm planning on doing. And I've already started the process of doing what we need to have done. And it's going to be going over some of the older cases because I find that older cases, especially ones that have already been solved, that have already gone through, oh, thank you, Janice. God bless you for that. That have already gone through like trials and there's already a conviction and we have everything in those cases, right? We have the original, 911 calls, we have the interrogations, those would have already been released, so we can see a lot more once the case is over. And I think it's really important, and the reason why I think it's important is because I truly believe we learned something from all of these cases, right? So if we're in the mix, like right now, we're in Sebastian Rogers' case pretty deep, right? And once case is resolved and goes to trial, think about how much great information we're going to find out because we analyze these cases. We wonder if we're accurate or true or correct because we're going off a lot of little fact, right? In a lot of these cases, we're going off little fact and we have to piece together everything. So that means we have to be boots on the ground. We have to be out there in the communities. We have to be asking people questions. We have to be finding information. It's real shoe leather reporting and work that goes into telling these stories, especially when they're active and ongoing. Whereas when they're done, we get to see the whole kit and caboodle. We get to see the whole process. We get to see all the way back in the beginning. We get to see the law enforcement's procedures and behaviors on how they built the case. Then when we go to the trial, We hear how they took all of the evidence that they've collected and put over into the case, and we get to see what information we knew and what information was actually allowed to be brought into the trial. So I think that those cases are really, really important. I think after the fact we'll be able to get a lot more personal interviews from the people that have gone through this process. I think it'll be great education to learn how some of these families managed, right? In these cases where their loved one was murdered, we get to learn what they did, how they did it, how they worked with law enforcement. We can learn what law enforcement told them in the bulk of the investigation where they hold the case close to their chest. We can find out a lot by looking back. And so I'm in the process of looking for a case or two here in the state of Florida to do a kind of mini documentary, acquire as much information, get all the like 911 calls, the interrogations, and really see what we can derive, what we can learn, and what we can apply to other cases. Because let's face it, a lot of these cases, they're not cookie cutter. They're not the same. They don't have the same details. They don't have the same issues. They don't have the same motive, means, or opportunity. And the more we learn and the more we educate ourselves, especially in the behavior of people that are guilty and people that are innocent, and we can compare the two. I've always said, yes, I agree. People do grieve differently. But the key ingredient is grieve. And when you don't see grieving coming from somebody that should be grieving, especially a mother, we think some type of way about that, because normal people's bodies cannot be controlled in a situation like that. What do I mean by that? I mean that when a mom really loves her child and they think of their child as deceased, their bodies are trembling, they are shaking, they are uncontrollably crying. Because of what? Because of the image of their child never coming home makes them sick to their stomach, visibly and physically. It's something that's out of anybody's control. I remember one of my girlfriends, her brother died. This was one of the friends that I had. I knew he was into substances, but I didn't know he was into those types of substances until he had passed away. And when he passed away, his sister was aware, even though she didn't let other people, she knew that this is a private family thing. So the family kind of knew that the brothers were on these substances, and it was just the rest of us had not. And she kept her stuff together. She wanted a beautiful service for her brother. And I remember his favorite place to go was Mulligan's. One of his favorite places to go was Mulligan's. It was a local bar and grill that everybody kind of knows everybody. It's like the regulars there have been the regulars for the last 20 years, sitting on the same bar stool for the last 20 years, the type of bar and grill I'm speaking of. And, she kept it together and kept it together until the service, the celebration of life was almost over, and it hit her like a ton of bricks. Like, she was so strong through all of this until it was winding down, and she realized this was her final farewell to her brother. I'm getting goosebumps telling the story. And I remember she just, right in the middle of it's like she held it together, and then all of a sudden the gates just blew open, and she just fell to the ground and just started crying and wailing this wail that I had never seen. And I remember I had to just sit on the ground with her and hold her tight because she was swinging. I was worried she was going to hurt herself, but she just went down. And so I tried to hold her and hold her head as much as I could. And there's just nothing you can do. When it comes, it comes. When she was talking about her brother prior to this, of course, she was visibly upset. You could see where she was always fighting back tears. But it was like at that moment, the strength she had in her was no more. And it all just went right there in front of everybody. And she's a beautiful woman. Um, and so we see a woman that's beautiful, kind, strength, and then just to see that strong, beautiful woman just to have as much as she could and just literally collapsed right then and there. And it was very, very hard to see. And that is only one of many experiences I have with the inconsolable and uncontrollable emotions human beings have in situations like this. This is not a brother that was murdered. This was not a brother that um, had an accident. This was a brother that had a substance abuse problem and lost his life to substance abuse. So there was no ill intent from the world, and she still, it was a loss. Her brother was gone. She knew that it was only a matter of time, but she never prepared herself for the day. And when that day came, again, inconsolable, uncontrollable, you have no control. So when you see these parents up on here and they're keeping their composure, there's no tears, there's no emotion, there's no grieving. There's only piss and vinegar about how they're being treated constantly. Like, we don't even know where Sebastian is. Is he dead or alive? And you're worried about your damn feelings? Nobody gives a shit about your feelings. Nobody cares about my feelings. Nobody cares about Seth's feelings. Nobody cares about their feelings. Nobody cares about your feelings. Who cares? Until we know until we know what happened to this boy or what he's going through, I think military trained parents should shut their pie hole about what they're going through. Nobody gives a shit. Let's be honest. If you give a shit about Chris and Katie's feelings or what they're going through, or Seth for that matter, if you care about what any of them are going through, raise your hand. I think the only thing I care about on this show is what Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is going through. Where is Sebastian? Is he still alive? Is he here with us? I mean, I think we should answer those types of questions before we start worrying about our own personal, oh my gosh, I can't believe people are being mean to me. Buckle up, Buttercup, right? Put your big girl britches on. We'd like to see some of that emotion instead of that vitriol, instead of that venom. We'd like to see a mom look like she's missing her son. We'd like to see a mom begging for her son to come home or pleading with abductors, but we don't get that. You know what we get from mom? We get a trip to the motorcycle shop to shop for a motorcycle and off to a motorcycle rally with Duchess. Oh my God. What? A content creator going out and partying with mom and dad of a missing child? Have you lost your ever-loving mind? I'm just asking. But anyways, that's all we're going to be going over today on the main channel, which is the Bullhorn Betty channel. It's already set up. Please go over there. Sub up. We're going to go through, like I said, we're going to set everything up before we get to the America's Most Wanted segment. We're not going to watch the whole segment because I do believe in the law and I do believe in fair use. And I'm not going to, knock anybody. I want the information out here. I have Hulu. I bought Hulu. Come listen to this. Hand to God. This is why I don't argue with God. Okay. This is why I don't argue with God. And sometimes I argue with God and you know what? I always get burnt. Have you guys done that? Do you guys even know what I'm talking about? Let me break it down for you. What do I mean arguing with God? I never win when I argue with God. I never win. And God does try to protect me. I will be honest with you. But he also lets me fall, right? When I fight him, and you guys are not going to believe this. It happens to me all the time. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys the story, and you're going to laugh at me. And I'm perfectly fine with you guys laughing at me. But this is how good God is. And you guys don't. It's a lot of people are naysayers and don't believe in this unseen thing. Let me explain. So I found out that Sebastian Rogers was going to be seen on America's Most Wanted. So I'm reading and I'm like, well, shoot, I don't have cable here. And I don't watch TV. I listen to TV to go to sleep. That's to the extent. If I want something in the background, I'll put on Elementary, I'll put on Court TV, I'll even put on Psych depending on my day, right? Just to have some sound in the house. It's just me and Delilah, unless somebody's at the door, doesn't really make a peep. So I'm reading and I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Hulu has it, right? We read on here that Fox News and then it'll be debuted on Hulu. Okay. So I'm like, okay, let me go to my TV. Let me download Hulu, see if I can get a 30-day free trial. Have I ever used 30-day free trial? I don't know. So I log in and apparently has an account for me. And I'm like, okay, well, let me go ahead and refresh this account, put my credit card payment in. I'll pay for a month. I want to watch this. It wouldn't work. Not on the TV. Then I went to the phone, wouldn't work on the phone. Then I got the computer, wouldn't work. And I'm like, okay, I'm frustrated. I got too much work to do. I don't have time to mess with this stuff. Right? And then more information started coming out. I think it was Matt, getting excited. He had his live set up so they could all watch the America's Most Wanted together. And I'm like, man, I really want this. And so, some people were like, well, where can I get this? And I'm like, oh, well, they said it was going to be on Hulu. I downloaded Hulu. And they're like, well, I heard it was coming out on Fox first. All right. So after I put the very, very heavy microwave in, oh my gosh, it took me, you guys have no idea what I went through to get that microwave put up, but we're not talking about it. All I can say is it took some ingenuity and a lot of mother, you know what, get up there, until it got seated, right? But we used some flour power to get that up there. We did. And so I'm like, damn it. So I finally broke down. I couldn't get the freaking Hulu. That should have been my first clue. Can't get it hooked up on the TV. Can't get it hooked up on the phone. It's not accepting. Keeps telling me there's something wrong. It wouldn't even allow me to put my payment information in. It wouldn't even let me put my payment information in. And so I finally got frustrated. I'm like, I'm calling Hulu. Okay? I'm calling Hulu and finding out what kind of place won't take a credit card. And he's like, well, I think you're going to have to set up a new account with a new email. I don't know what's going on here. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm just not going to get Hulu. And so while I was on the phone with, he's like, well, try this. And so I tried that and finally allowed me to put my payment in. Right? Now I've been arguing with God, right, for the last 2 days on why can't I get Hulu set up on my phone, my computer, or my TV. Well, wouldn't you know it, not even 10 minutes later, when I'm reading a comment and saying, well, I got Hulu, and they're like, well, that's going to come out the day after it airs on Fox. And I'm like, well, crap. Do you know I have an antenna and the only channel it gets on this antenna is Fox? I just want to let you know I spent $10, 2 days of my time, $10. God's telling me you don't need this. You don't need this. But see, I knew I needed it. So as soon as I finally paid to have the service turned on, I find out that I was able to watch it last night for free on my antenna. That's why you don't argue with God. If God puts a boulder in front of you, sometimes you ain't supposed to get over it, right? You're not supposed to work over the obstacle. Sometimes it's saying, just stop. And I didn't listen. So how much did it cost me? It cost me the whole arm and a leg of $10. Okay. It's going to be turned off in a month. I was able to watch it. I'm able to review it. So that's the good thing about the Hulu. I'm not really disappointed, but it's just funny because I remember that not yesterday, but the day before yesterday, I'm like, well, God, it seems like you're really working hard. I remember saying that out of my mouth, and you're working really hard to keep me off Hulu. And I couldn't understand why. And it was, if I would have just been patient, I would have realized I got it for free and didn't have to waste the $10. and I recorded it. I didn't like the recording. Recording from a phone, from a TV, it's too blue. It has too many blue hues in it. I don't know why it does that, but it does. Go around the boulder. Well, you would normally think that you're supposed to go around it. When God gives you an obstacle, you figure a way around it. Well, sometimes those obstacles are to stop you from going down a dead end, right? I wasn't listening. I wasn't tuned in. So if anything has to say about it, tune into your inners. And if something is really, really resistant, take a step back and find out why the resistance is there, right? Why is the resistance there? Good morning. Hey, Pippi. It's nice to see you. Andrea's up in the house. Thank you, Andrea, for those beautiful photos and drawings of Sebastian's army and Sebastian Strong. I do appreciate that. The struggle's real. It's nice to see you, love. Hen house up in the house. I think I said hi to everybody else, but there were just a few people. I don't think I said hi to you, Phil. Maybe I did. So good morning. Good morning. All right, that's really all I had to say on this one. I've got to go do a TikTok live, and then we will be over at the main channel at 10 a.m. Be there or be square. Nani McPoppins, Miss Robin, it's nice to see you. We will see you guys on the other channel at 10 a.m. See you there. Be there. Be square. All right. Love you guys. And for Outer Banks and Janice, thank you so much for the love and the support. And God bless you. We'll see you soon.